So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of The Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're gonna talk about the brand new album by the band Beartooth, and it's called The Surface. And for those of you that don't know Beartooth, they're a metalcore band, but they really blend a lot of like emo into their music and pop sensibilities. So they're on the side of metalcore that's more accessible. I remember I loved their first album and I've listened to some of their other albums, but this one really caught my attention because I think it's the most hook-driven album besides their debut record. And this band, the lead singer Caleb Schwomo, he was in Attack, which was a band that it was okay. So when he left that band, he formed Beartooth, and they had there's more aggressive albums, and then there's albums that are more pop sensibilities and more emo with metalcore, and that's what they do on The Surface. I gotta say, out of these 10 tracks, or I think it's like 10 or 11 tracks, I think that the highlight for me this album are the lyrics and how hooky it sounds. I think Caleb has really improved as a songwriter and lyricist. This is an album that really tackles dark subject matter about mental health and struggling with other addictions and struggling to be better and loving yourself in a positive way and in a way that it makes it so accessible that you could hear this on the radio. I'm telling you, some of the songs here are so upbeat that it reminds me, not musically, like Third Eye Blind when they had that semi-charmed kind of life when they're talking about doing crystal meth, but they did it in a way that's so pop and hooky that it got played on the radio. So here they talk about different subject matters, and yes, they're a band that, they get played on Octane and those type of music that gets played on the radio. So if you're like that type of metalhead that, I want my metal not played in the radio, then you probably should stay away from Beartooth. But if you like hooky, great guitars and like bouncy songs that you can like mosh and dance to, then I'm telling you, Beartooth is for you. So let's talk tracks, shall we? So they released a few singles from this album. They released Doubt Me, The Better Me. I think those are one of the singles that they released. I'm not sure which one was the other right now. But for example, The Better Me is one of the most emo tracks on the album, very pop. And it has a guest star with Hardy, and it's all about, the chorus in that is so infectious. It's about being a better version of yourself. And I'm telling you, you listen to this track and you are going to sing along in no time. Doubt Me, it's harder, but I like when the chorus where he says like I get stronger when you doubt me. Like it's songs that are meant to be sung along while they're singing it, and that to me, great bands write songs that the crowd will sing back to them. And that's something that this band Beartooth had in spades on almost all the tracks on this record. I think this is a record that almost every track could be a single. The album started, The Surface, which is the song that starts the album. It's great, it's got everything that you could love about Beartooth. It's hooky, but it can be aggressive at times. That one starts more with the metalcore influence of the band, but it's accessible metalcore, if you will. And then it goes into Riptide, and Riptide has, I think, one of the most interesting guitar parts on the record. It's not a solo, but it's like a sound. It goes like man, and it stays there, and it doesn't go into a breakdown. And I thought it was pretty interesting, and again, great choruses on that one. You got a song like Sunshine that is all about like hating the fucking cold and you wanna get out and just go to the sunshine. I live in a tropical island, so I prefer my sunshine as well. So that's a pretty cool track. Then you have a track like Might Love Myself, which is all about self-love, like not needing anyone to validate your love, but you yourself loving yourself. And that's something, a great positive message. And again, great choruses again. The track one of my favorite tracks on the album are Look the Other Way. So Look the Other Way starts more like a soft guitar, more like a power ballad, if you will. And it's all about being with someone that that person is with you, even if you're not at your best. And there's a part in the song where he's like, look the other way, I'm not my best version. But this person's saying, you know, I don't care and I want to be with you. So, love. It's a beautiful track. And then it gets more bouncier. So it's like the power ballad in the album. Then you have What Are You Waiting For? And no, this is not a cover of that awful Gwen Stefani track. No, thank God it's not. It's another track that one has more like an electronic, bouncy vibe to it. And that goes into My New Reality, which sounds a little bit like a Day to Remember, but the past A Day to Remember. And then the album ends with I Was Alive. And I Was Alive is a very uplifting anthem. It's just saying that, you know, it's not a song about just being alive. It's about a song about living your life to the fullest. And at the end of the day, you can say, I was alive. I lived my life. So again, another great track. So what can I say about The Surface by Beartooth in a nutshell? Every track on this fucking record could be a single. It's that good, people. And I know I mentioned A Day to Remember because this is what A Day to Remember wish they could sound like today, because their last album sucked. But yeah, Beartooth with The Surface, I think it's obviously it's an album that's commercial. So if you don't like commercial sounding rock or metal, you might not like this. But if you have an open mind, I'm telling you, this is a very fun record with some positive messages and hooks for days that will be in your brain. They have laid eggs on my brain and now I can't get them out. So please, people, get them out of there. Beartooth, leave my fucking head. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on The Surface by Beartooth. So what do you think of this band? Comment, what are your favorite tracks of this album? And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like and do not forget to subscribe. I have more content on the way. So until next time, people, Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.